Hello, my name is Rekutsko, and welcome back to the Duenkhy. I've already tried recording this episode about 20 times now, and I don't mean the full part, but I did record a full episode of this before realizing while editing that it was extremely choppy. It annoyed the F out of me, and every time that I end up recording something, I like to only go through it once with every single mistake involved, but when it's so bad to the point where you literally, whole thing was just, constantly stuttered, stop, and the audio was still going. The audio was fine, but the video itself kept stuttering and going and stuttering and going, and it's so frustrating when there's so many problems with things that you shouldn't have a problem with. And the reason why I have those problems is because my computer might not be the most high-end computer, but it still is a high-end computer, so I shouldn't be experiencing these problems, yet I am, and I don't necessarily know how to fix it. Hopefully, it looks better by now. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with it. This was supposed to be released yesterday, but obviously I wasn't able to because of my stupid recording getting totally effed. But regardless of that, I'm not really gonna worry about it now. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna get into this, we're gonna record this one more freaking time, and then I'm gonna go with it. I feel like Cassius is a character that worries about others way more than he really worries about himself. He tends to put others first before himself, which isn't necessarily a bad trait, but it's also it's bad for him in a sense because he's not putting himself first when he really should. But I'm your friend. I want to do what I can to help. Sure, I probably can't punch Kristoff or anything like that, but I can at least talk to him. Maybe we can reach a mutual understanding. I apologize, I am still sick. You could probably tell it by how freaking nasally and stuffy I sound. Do you really think a guy like him will actually listen? I'm gonna try and do the voices as best as I can, but until my throat and my freaking stuffiness subside, I don't think I'm really going to be able to do very much in the line of voices. Well, no, but we'll never know if we don't try, right? Cassius is still hesitant, and truth be told, I'm a little hesitant myself. A giant canine Duenkhy is scary enough, but Kristoff has powers that neither of us fully understand. If he were to lash out against me, who knows what he could do? What's more, he's recognized me as a human the moment I moved in. Even assuming he doesn't physically retaliate against me, he could easily report me to the authorities, and that I could be completely within his rights. I'd be helpless. It's such a risk. No, I get it, it's a risk, but when you're trying to help somebody, especially someone like Cassius, that's a really, really good friend, you've gotten to know him, you've gotten to, understand where he's coming from. No, it shouldn't be that much of a problem to help him. Obviously, we're not going to avoid him, that's ridiculous. I don't even know where that would lead us. I'm pretty sure that would probably actually end where we're at right now. But anyway, we're going to help Cassius. I don't care about anything else besides that. I'll talk to Lady and get her support. If anyone knows how to handle Kristoff, it'll probably be her. We can just sit by idly and let Kristoff keep messing with your mind, okay? Okay. Thanks for your help. Now then, let's talk music to get your mind off of all this. Maybe we can run through songs once too. That way you have no reason to fear us forgetting everything for the performance. Sound good? Yeah, this sounds good to me. Whoa, that was weird. It totally skipped on me, I don't know why. Takes a lot of gentle coaxing to get him focused on the task at hand, but after a while, Cassius melts into a familiar serenity that I've come to accept from him while he's working. Accept? Did I say accept? What the I've realized in the past couple of months that it's not been a countenance he dons for music, but for any times he's involved with something he enjoys. At times like these, he seems to be the most comfortable with himself. He's the most at peace with who he is. He's the most Cassius-y. I'm gonna go ahead and slide out of this joke. Also, I apologize, I will be taking sips of water and orange juice while I'm recording this, mostly because my throat is killing the hell out of me. If possible, I'd like him to be this way all the time. Maybe someday. Maybe someday soon, even. If we just work hard enough. Aww. And I know what you're thinking, like, 5 minutes into this episode, we've already freaking reached chapter 4. I did not think at any point that I was going to end the chapter so quickly last time. Otherwise, I would have put it in the last episode. But who gives a crap? Not to me. Not to this guy. Also, I've got 11 new messages, so I guess let's read them. Lady. Hey, go look at the performance today. I'm really sorry I couldn't make it. I'd have to drive my stupid boyfriend over from the airport. You know, yeah, I know how it is when I have to drive my boyfriend from the airport all the time. Lonely. I'll make it up to you. Promise. I'm gonna make him buy all of our Christmas decorations and we'll make the house look fabulous. Okay. Tor. What's with the caps? I would totally speak like this if not for my throat. Hey, lady told me you have a concert thing going on today. I'll be there to root for you. I'm bringing Raphael too. Is there a dress code of some kind? What genre of music are we talking here? I still want to be underdressed. Fortunately, Raphael will be naked as always. I mean, but he's a robot, so I guess it really doesn't matter, right? Do robots have to wear clothes? Is there a law for that? I doubt it. I mean, he was in a house last time we saw him, so I'm guessing if he's gonna be naked, there's no law. It just seems weird to me. Like, I guess whatever. He obviously doesn't have any extremities that it needs to worry about. I think. Well, anyway, we'll see you there. Thanks. Now, that surprised me at first. It's our dad. Are you going home for Christmas? You should stop playing around. Nobody is impressed by your runaway stunt. Well, fuck you too, Dad. Moving along. Delete this conversation. Yeah, why not? Forget that. It's the morning of the competition. Last night I set an alarm for 7, but I was so nervous that my body automatically got me up at 6. Looking at my text did little to ease those nerves. Jeez! I wish my body would do that too. That's ridiculous. I would love to be able to automatically get up at a certain time each day, but I can't and I don't, and that's probably why this video is late today. Sorry. Should probably go back to sleep and rest as much as possible, but I don't think I could if I tried. I already feel wide awake. It's been a long time since I felt this anxious about anything. I've held things together thus far by reminding myself that Cassius is the real star of this performance. I'm more of a prop than a real performer. I mean, not really. I'll mostly be there to help him meet the band member requirement as well as play some basic backup chord. But that automatically makes you a member of the band regardless of whether you can do more than another person. You're still a part of that music. Like, I don't think it's right to think of yourself as a lesser person of something in a group setting, because everyone has their equal parts that need to be played. So, like, Cassius wouldn't be able to do it by himself. He wouldn't be able to play all those extra. I mean, maybe he would because he has a piano for a head, but you know what I mean. In the last few weeks, we practiced so furiously that I can play these songs in my sleep. So I'm not too worried about either of us messing up our parts. Even if my mind crashes and burns, I have a feeling my hands will move on pure muscle memory. I wish I could do that. But it's the principle of the thing. Being in front of a panel of people who will be comparing us to other performances, being stared at by a crowd that will mostly comprise of competition's friends and family, being judged. This is for Cassius. I chant the 4 words that have become my mantra in the last couple of months and take a deep cleansing my lungs out, which is exactly what I wish I could do right now. It's not just for Cassius, though. This is for me as well. Bit by bit, my world is expanding. This experience, I've learned new things, talked to new people, grown to understand myself better, and left the confines of my bedroom walls. And that's good. It's a good thing that he's branching out. I've stepped outside of myself and found something new to love. I might not be as talented as Cassius, and I might never make a living in the musical field, but I've grown to love piano like I never thought I would. At first, I mostly just played it to kill the time and mingle with Cassius, but perhaps in time I could use it as a way to share my feelings like how Cassius does. And see, that's like the greatest thing about learning an instrument or picking up a hobby that you love so much, is that you can express those feelings through what you're doing and put a lot of passion into it. And it makes it for so much more of a less stressful life. Before I moved here, I locked myself away from everything that might hurt me, and by doing so, I shut out everything that might have helped me as well. As I was back then, I probably would have never bothered picking up an instrument. I most certainly would have never dreamed of stepping onto a stage and playing said instrument. When you're met by the constant disapproval of others, it's hard to scrounge up any desire to express yourself in a public setting. Very, very true. While I'm thinking to myself, I hastily get dressed, brush my teeth, and put on my mask. My thoughts flicker briefly to the significance that I've come to associate with this silly disguise. Secrecy, and yet freedom. Both an expression and lack thereof. I shake my head and make my way to the doorway, though I do pause to give my piano contemplative touch. Aw, he's all freaking sentimental. Maybe it's silly, but I feel like being around Cassius in general has been a step towards undoing the damage caused by years of dealing with disinterested family members and unkind classmates. Which in itself is a good thing. In my endeavors to prove Cassius is worth him, I found a lot of my own self-worth. Kind of by taking your own advice, though. Because if his problems have been so similar to mine, I almost feel like I'm giving myself advice when I encourage him. I can't very well tell him to hang in there and appreciate himself if I don't do the same for myself now, right? Very true. So no matter what, I won't let anyone or anything psych me out of my decisions. I'm gonna live my life to the fullest and continue learning how to make my experience better. Which is, I believe, is how everyone should live. And I don't think that a lot of people do that. And I know myself, like, I don't do that. Like, I want to be able to say that I live life to the fullest every single day by doing something that I love. And I do YouTube because it's something that I love, and it's not something that I ever would think of putting towards as a job, but it's something that's so interesting to me, and it gives me a passion for something. Like, after losing a lot of my other things that I used to love so much, it gives me this awesome thing that I could do by creating videos and even some skits to like kind of do that, and I've always wanted to do that, and it gives me the sense of fulfillment, and it just makes me so happy, especially when people watch my content like you guys out there. It makes me feel like it actually matters, and it's so awesome, and I can't say, like, I can't tell you how grateful I am for that experience and being able to do this. Cassius and I aren't leaving for the competition in another hour, so I have one last matter to attend to. I'm guessing that's going to talk to Kristoff. Hey, Kristoff, you in there? Knock, 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 knock. Knock. Hey, if you're in there, answer already. I got a bone to pick with you, buddy. Tap my foot impatiently and concentrate on pulling together as many bad emotions as I can without a prompt. I don't know if Kristoff's powers will respond to this, but since he said he smells negativity, maybe exasperating my own negative thoughts can summon him, like cheese in a mousetrap. How insanely devious of you. Another moment passes where nothing happens, so I raise my already bruising fist to knock again. Hey, Chris! You were my only okay, Fall Out Boy reference, not enough right now. But apparently this is enough. Oh, speak of the devil. Maybe literally. Kristoff has somehow materialized behind me. Not exactly where I expected him to show his pretty boy face, but at least he finally slithered out of the shadows. My, somebody is sour today. Surprising, but I won't complain. I don't remember if that's the voice that I gave him, but I'm just gonna go with it. Now what brings you and your silly little marching band outfit to my doorstep? I do hope it's for a good reason. Ugh. You... How should I deal with this jokester? I'm gonna be straight up. I picked reasonable last time, because I do think that's the best idea to go by, and I still do think it's the best idea to go by. I don't know what happens if you go aggressive with him, but being aggressive is never the right thing to do, regardless of any situation you're in. If somebody is trying to push you towards being aggressive, it's still not a good idea to do so. So I am going to be reasonable. Be an adult, people. That's all you need to do. Not to say that you're not. Just listen. We need to talk about an important matter, and it involves you. Most matters that involve me are important. Out with it then. I need you to stop doing whatever it is you're doing to freak Cassius out. He had it hard enough dealing with his own problems, but now you're compounding them and making them stronger, aren't you? What could you possibly mean by compounding? How am I responsible for the toy piano's shortcomings? Explain in excruciating detail how you've come to this conclusion. It's just... Cassius and I suspect you have something to gain by making him suffer, so it seems sensible to conclude that you might be contributing to his recent turmoil. Logical. Perhaps you're not as dumb as you look. This guy, I swear, you try to be civil with him and all he does is try and coax you into aggression, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So then, you have reason to believe I have abilities that will allow to make walking instrument unhappy. Is that right? You would know how it works better than I do. I would. I know a lot about it that you don't know. Would you mind enlightening me? First of all, you would know that I cannot create feelings of negativity, at least nothing substantial. Sure, I can tap his window at night and say boo when he walks around a corner, but otherwise my abilities can only work with what they are given. That is to say, I can only slightly chaff at pre-existing emotions. Commotions! If he's having nightmares and bouts of negativity, it's originating from him. I did not put it there. Second of all, you wouldn't know that I need this kind of suffering to survive. It is how my kind sustains itself. If it were not for the unpleasant emotions of Cassius, hundreds of others in this city, I would starve and die. Do you understand that? I would die. Do not think for a moment that the cultivation of misery is something I do for mere sport. It's my livelihood, and you would do well to consider the state you'd be in if you were cut off from your human foods. Everyone does what they must to go on living, and I'm simply exercising my right to live. Oh, dude. Alright, well, this is where I ended it last time, and I'm gonna go ahead and end it here again. I went on a little bit longer than I thought I was going to, but regardless of that, thank you guys very, very much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. We'll figure out what is going to happen in the next video, because I'm pretty sure that whatever it is that we're going to be finding out is going to make us look like douchebags, because I already feel like one. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Please click on that little sub icon down there in order to subscribe to the channel so that you can get these quicker to you if you would like. And then also the other videos off to the side there that are going to lead you to some extra content that I have created. And I will see you guys later. Peace out.